Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in. Oh, first off, I have open September sessions, so you can get those in the link below. But this is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in. So we are going to look at what are the Divine Masculines wanting to have happen in these connections? What do they believe is standing in the way of that? And what are they willing to do to see the desire through, the guidance through, their heart wish through? So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What are these Divine Masculines in the collective that joins me here wishing to manifest in these connections with their Divine Feminine? What do they believe is challenging or an obstacle or a factor that they need to overcome, transmute, navigate, and what are they willing to do at this point to bring that into fruition? Okay, here we go. Conscious mind about the connection. What are they thinking? Yeah, they feel like this offer is being waylaid. So they feel like they already kind of know what they want to offer. They just haven't had a chance, or the timing has felt off when they've gone to do it. Okay, what's been standing in the way? Innovation. We literally get the Magician and the Two of Wands, this spiritual journey and the way that your lives keep. I heard pushing up diamonds in the front yard. It's kind of like they see so much benefit unfolding. Both of you becoming your higher selves, learning, growing, clearing through karma, healing, stepping onto purpose. It's like this is enriching each of your lives so much that it's almost like they don't want to hinder that unfolding. It's awe-inspiring, I just heard. What are they willing to do in this case? To be brave and continue to take this leap of faith into the unknown, to continue to allow it to unfold, to continue to witness the unfolding with more and more reverence. Oh, wow, masculines. What are these masculines thinking consciously about their Divine Feminine? Five of Pentacles in the inverse. So that's the card of separation in the upright. But in the inverse, this is separation is an illusion. They see you directly related to them becoming their best version, you becoming your best version. They cannot differentiate between what it would be like without knowing you and where their life would be, you know, compared to knowing you and the way it's unfolded. There is no other reality that they can conceive of. I'm being shown the BCE and AD calendar. It's like before you and after you. That's just the way it is in their life. What do they feel needs to continue to clear? Both walking away from things that no longer serve and being those things being illuminated along the journey. So this is more of that natural unfolding where they just feel like this journey, this trek through the Sahara, you know, we go from oasis to oasis and we don't know when the next one will be there. The sun comes out when it's necessary, but learning to walk in faith like this from oasis to oasis through the desert is really teaching them to have profound trust and faith in the divine plan, the benevolence of the universe, in love becoming. Yeah, this is a shift of perspective. What are they willing to do? Yeah, they're willing to continue to take accountability for their perceptions, their free will, their depth of understanding in these scenarios, to continue to look at it as an awe-inspiring, God-included journey. It really is magnificent. There's something here that's very philosophical, but also very blessed. So the masculines seem to be in a fairly sacred mood today, we'll say. What can we see for what these DMs would like to manifest on the heart space? Justice. They want the real deal. Oh, I just heard I want marriage. So this is a legal card in the material realm. They want it not just spiritual, they want it on every level, but they want it right. They want it balanced. They don't want a marriage just for show. Take marriage as it resonates. That's what I'm getting here, is that they want something that would hold true on any level of reality. So if that's in the legal system, then they would want it impeccably justified there. If it's in the spiritual level, they want it impeccably righteous there. They really want the real thing. What do they feel needs to shift so that that can happen? Ooh, the blasted tower and then the wounded warrior card, 9 of flames. So they feel like these changes that have been occurring internally have not yet given way to the external lives that both of you are in the process of anchoring in for yourselves. So they feel like a little bit more time is needed to complete the changes that are occurring on these deep, deep, deep transformative levels within. This process of becoming. Now I want to say it's not indefinite. We have an 8 to the 9, which is a nice sort of pace going ahead here. The masculines are wanting justice. Remember, they don't just want this to be strung along or to be indefinite. They do want there to be an end in sight of this foundation that's being laid, but they also know that it's not quite there yet, and that might literally be because of certain legal matters or circumstances that have to do with extenuating factors. What can we see for what they're willing to do here? The Queen of Wands in the inverse, they're willing to wait until you are ready. Quite frankly, they're feminines. They're willing to wait for you to be on your feet, back on your feet, in all your glory, for you to come into the sunshine of existence, for you to align with that radiance and embody it fully. So whatever is needed to happen, possibly legally, financially, in your circumstances, they really want to allow you the grace to come through. They also have things going on in their lives that they are working on that will do you justice, do someone like you justice, be able to give you what they feel you deserve, that would honor you. As far as emotionally or spiritually, they're really going through an energy right now I can feel where it's like it's sunk in on a deeper level, the magnitude of how accessible this connection is becoming. For one, it's not that it's getting more and more magnificent and therefore more and more untouchable. It literally feels like part of this magnitude is just how near and immediate it's starting to feel to them, that they can actually have this life. It doesn't feel like such a airy-fairy fantasy anymore. It's coming into focus. It's coming into view. It's shaping your lives. It's propelling you both into true stability and grounding. And there is this offer in sight. It's not a naive energy I'm feeling here. And so it's not simply, there are no excuses in this energy. If there were cautions and excuses in the past, it feels like this is much more an energy of sincerity, that they know there is something that's about to put you on the right track, feminines, and they're just sort of waiting and watching, eagle eye. eye on the prize, I heard. So whatever this 8 to the 9, that's almost to the finish line here. They know some restructuring needs to happen. I heard externally, but also within them. But they already know what it is. So they've seen their blind spots and shortcomings, and they understand what needs to shift in them, and they are well working on it, I heard. So they feel like they're matching you stride for stride behind the scenes, secretly within their own evolution. They feel like their pace is timed to match your pace. There are 2 lions here. So as you come into your freedom, balance, sure-footedness, they meet you there. What can we see on the Heart of Hearts? Queen of Swords. This is grace, tact, and timing. So they've attuned to an elegant timing, a sophisticated timing. They have not let lust, desire, ego run the show. And when they have been weak that way, you have acted with your divinity and helped balance them out. But now they are in more of a balanced place where they understand the grace in being sensitive to what is appropriate and balanced. What are they knowing they have to clear through? Wow, that card of bravery again, and here's the Justice again. So this is the tact and timing. They are seeing why the things playing out in the material realm that possibly are legal, financial, contractual. This can be karma clearing with past relationships, divorces, custody, financial things, living situation, business decisions, finances being tied up in certain contracts. They're bravely looking at the way that those material realm circumstances are not by coincidence perfectly paced with whatever the temperance process has needed to be in this unfolding. They are being humbled. This is an embodiment of humility, but also patience and awareness and clear perception that doesn't need to force anything. So where it used to be difficult to hold back and withhold rushing in prematurely, it's tempered, it's seasoned. There's a very romantic, sensual energy to this, actually, because it's a supportive energy, not a weak energy. And it's because they see the wisdom of how it all works together and who you've each become in the process of awaiting these material realm markers, trail markers, milestones. What are they willing to do? Knight of Wands, they're willing to hold back their passion. That's literally the player energy in the upright, the hot and cold ghosting. They're no longer wanting to do that. So if you've noticed your masculine, even, withholding intimately in some way, or not going there anymore, not expressing on that level, they are simply not wanting to put pressure because they understand the value of coming through these rites of passage authentically. And now that is a deepening of the passion, because it's going to be so good when you're able to actually be together fully. What can we see for what they want to manifest? 4 of Cups. So they want to come back around. Will you hear me out? I heard. So yeah, they want the second chance. What are they realizing they need to do? Okay, there's something to do with reputation and fighting past the foibles of what's gone on in this connection. It's like they know that an ego-based, material realm-based relationship would not hear them out after all of the ironic things that have unfolded in the journey. Whatever that means to your divine masculine, they know that other people or past experiences, things that have facts connected to them, things that have witnesses, things that have ego involved, would need to or might come into question if they came back around and said, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I love you, I've always loved you. It's kind of like, but what about all this drama or this misleading stuff or these obvious ironic things that may have happened? They know that stuff is there. What are they willing to do about those things? Knight of Cups, wear their heart on their sleeve. They're willing to love themselves enough to say, you know what, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't sure enough. I wasn't whole enough. I wasn't in my power. I was weak. They have to admit that they were weak. That is a hard thing to do. You know it's love when you know it's love when. Okay, what can we see for the action that they are willing to take, wishing to take? Judgment. They're taking a fine-tooth comb to everything that they need to see right now. What do they feel they need to overcome? Ooh. Or consider union, the Lovers. This is as above, so below. So they're in a deep, high council with spirit team, with healing team, with ancestors, with angels, with God, to be shown what actual love looks like and would be like in this scenario. Them stepping down off of ego and any past contradictory experiences or ways of handling or mishandling this connection, they are really looking at the alternative to the way that has already happened. They're taking it deep into consideration, what it would look like otherwise. That's how they know they want to approach now, is what I just heard. Okay, what are they willing to do? Page of Pentacles. They're willing to be present. There's that offer. They're willing to bring in a different energy of presence to the connection. They are willing to let go of the past. They are willing to let go of the things that feel like guilt and shame where it comes to you, Divine Feminine. I just heard, will you be open to that? Has this journey equipped us yet for that day? Okay, what is the biggest challenge these masculines are going through? Six of Wands, that ego, that swallowing their pride, conceding, retracting. The things that they have done that they know look like they put both feet in their mouth. Their reputation. So for some of them, it was a matter of not wanting to look a certain way because of friends, family, other circumstances. And so they're going to have to get over whatever those stigmas or perceived judgments would be if they were with you, Divine Feminine. And it's going to vary for every couple. It's going to be different things. But they were too heavily concerned with this connection contradicting something that they used to swear by or have a reputation for being. This goes against all of that. It's kind of giving player who was never going to settle down, or atheist who was never going to believe in God, or I don't know, you fill in the blank with your scenario. What are they willing to, or what do they need to overcome? Nine of Swords. They have to put down the anxiety that them being in this stubborn position and the love that's here, they're going to have to say, you know what, that was just ego, that was just pride, that was my conditioning, that was false, that was a false narrative about it. I was conditioned to believe that or think that. It actually wasn't my truth. They've been in a battle of nerves between what their heart feels is true with you, undeniably true, I just heard, versus reputation, ego, imprinting, conditioning, all of that. What are they willing to do? They're willing to keep wishing for this and allow whatever that projection, whatever that mask is that they were wearing, they're willing to continue letting that fall in the name of love. What is the solution to this challenge? The Hierophant prayer, bringing in divine will here, not the ways of the world, not the limitations of the world. I heard the hazing of the world, the herd mentality, the conformity templates, the not deviating from the norm, the rigidity, the shrinking, the playing it small. These connections are spiritual connections that unlock our higher spiritual power, our empowerment, our potential, our mastery, our maturity. And so it's direct to source, not conforming to broken templates. What are the things that they wish to overcome? Wow, the materialism and the flat out, the kind of feminine that those masks partner with is karmic. So they are seeing that all that conditioning of the world that would condition them to be a certain kind of way as a masculine within relationship would beget a karmic feminine counterpart. That is a material realm thing. So they are directly seeing the difference. So masculines watching this, isn't that interesting? There's an obvious conditioning of the world equals broken relationship patterning. Going to source equals divine love and harmonious relationship patterning. What can we see for what they're willing to do? Put down the pride and ego. There's that card, the Six of Wands, for the third time. This is the one that was showing up as that ego. My goodness. Okay, so this is the great humbling, but not in a in-your-face kind of bow to your master kind of humbling. This is literally from the inside out. They're seeing the error of the conditioning ways, and it's not even their ways because they were handed this programming. Wow. So yeah, what is the direction in the near future? These masculines are wishing to death in the inverse. This is the birth, death, rebirth. So they're willing to continue going through this process, allowing this to unfold. Like the first messages we got, what do they see in the near future is going to be navigated? Strength in the Emperor, Son of the Morning. So they may very well show up somehow in the morning. Stories on socials, a message first thing in the morning, a call, a visit. You may see something new in the morning, I'm hearing, that indicates they're going through this transformation. It might not be tomorrow morning, but it may be in a morning. This is them coming forward out into the light, putting the pride down, the stubborn pride, the foolish pride, the mask, the conformity, and instead stepping into their embodiment of truth. What are they willing to do here to step past that? They're doing the inner work. So this is legitimately why we don't know when the clock strikes on these connections, but we see the willingness, the readiness, the diligence of these masculines continuing to allow the process to unfold through them in these connections and with you, divine feminines. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.